Welcome to episode 11 of the Action Takers podcast. I'm your co-host, Nate. We got JC here as always.
It's about drive, it's about power. We stay hungry, we devour. Put in the work, put in the hours, and take what's ours.
How you doing, JC?
Dude, I'm doing pretty good. I'm refreshed. I've got some energy. I'm fired up about life. I've had a long time in the car to listen to a lot of podcasts and reflect and kind of understand like the direction of my life and the way it's going. So, dude, I'm freaking amazing. How are you?
I'm doing great. Been getting up at 4 a.m. Last couple days, so it's a game changer. It's pretty awesome, and now
Dude,
I've been up for a while, so I'm kind of
I need to ask you about the 4 a.m. thing. Like, did you hire like not a hooker, but like, someone like an alarm clock for you to wake up? Because, dude, I think I would need someone to slap the shit out of me just to get me up at 4 a.m. I want to. I was thinking about it, but then you mentioned you're like, I've been doing this for a couple days and it's amazing. And I'm like, dude, how do you get up? Like, when do you go to bed? Do you go to bed at like 7 o'clock? Are we creeping on your bedtime here?
Like 9, 10 o'clock. You know, it's going good. My girlfriend got me into it because she's like, "Hey, I'm gonna get up at 4." I'm like, "All right, well, I guess I gotta get up at 4 too." So it's get up first thing you do, working out. So get to the gym by 4:30. Today was a little bit later. I think you get that to 4:45, but 4:30 at the gym. Work out for about an hour, get back, and then get ready for the day. I mean, it's been pretty awesome. By 6:30, 6:45, already getting to work.
What time do you actually go to bed? Like, are you tucking it in like before the sun goes down, or are you
no. 9 o'clock. I think last night I was probably in bed by 9:30. So
okay,
still
not horrible.
6-7 hours of sleep still. So nothing crazy.
Are you taking naps during the day?
No, not yet. I really wanted to. I think I closed my eyes for about like 30 seconds today, but then I woke up. So not yet. But man, it's a good feeling, to get the gym done out of the way, like first thing in the morning, is pretty awesome.
I can't remember who said it, but I think it was like not Montel Williams, but I don't know. He's the host of that game show like Family Feud.
Steve Harvey.
Yeah, Steve Harvey. So I'm listening to Steve Harvey one of these days, and he was like, "Listen, folks, like if you live on the West Coast and you're not up before 8, like you're missing out on the rest of the world. The rest of the world has woken up on the East Coast 3 hours ahead of you, and by the time you wake up at 8 or 7, dude, the market's already been open for an hour or two. You know what I mean? Like people are already like actually working in the world, and you're sitting there on your ass. So, dude, yeah, I think you getting a jump start on your day is pretty remarkable. I think it's more important on the West Coast than it is on the East Coast, just because like I'm not trying to compete with China when it comes to like market share. But dude, I think that's pretty amazing. It's something I want to try. Dude, 4 o'clock rolls around and I don't hear my alarm. My wife hears my alarm. She wants to kill me because I'm trying to wake up at 4.
Yeah. Oh man. It's, so Steve Harvey, his thing, about saying that. And the other thing too, that he's, I heard it the other day on Instagram, was a little part of his speech that he was given. But the other thing about sleeping, rich people don't sleep 8 hours a day, is what he was saying. That's a third of your life. So, every day. So, I mean, he's talking, obviously, maybe only sleeping 6 hours to kind of do more with your time. So, but yeah, that getting up, I've heard that. I mean, it's crazy, right? If you really think about it, even if you don't get up till 9, it's already noon at the on the East Coast. So people have been making decisions about your life, as he said, for 4 hours, 3 hours already. So,
yeah, it's pretty remarkable. I'm gonna have to try it because one of the theories is like if you just sleep like 2 hours less a day or 1 hour less a day, instead of getting your 9 hours, your 8 hours, your 10 hours, like I like to get, if you wake up 2 hours early every single day, you earn like an entire month of productivity. and you just have that quiet time. You have that ability to like get the things that you need to get done ahead of time before the fucking kids wake up, before the rest of the world wakes up. So I think it's pretty remarkable. But how do you balance it with your work-life balance? Like, when do you draw the line of like, hey, it's Friday night, the boys want to have a couple cocktails. Like, when do you make that decision? Like, hey, I gotta fucking turn it in.
I haven't had to deal with it yet, but the thing about it, honestly, is that it's really cool, and that um, you're up and everyone's still sleeping. You want to talk about motivation, and like to really get that extra drive to get up is like, man, I'm up at 4 a.m. I'm up at 4:30, and other people I know aren't going to get up for another 2 hours. Like, think about that, the jump on everyone else that you have. You want to talk about motivation and really just getting your head right to really do stuff. It's like, man, boom, it's 5:30. I've already knocked out the gym. I've already, boom, 6:30. I'm already responding to emails or checking stuff where people might just be waking up. I mean, just that productivity and get a jump start on it is just really a cool feeling. And then as far as just that balance, I don't know. You know, you got to separate yourself. If everyone else is, that's what they're doing, getting cocktails. It's a choice of, do you want to be like everyone else, or do you want to separate yourself and say, hey, I'm gonna go to sleep. I got to get up early in the morning. I've been trying to really cut back on the alcohol too. Just because it's, man, sometimes you drink for an hour or two. You're like, man, I just wasted an hour or two on my Sunday. I could have been doing some more productive stuff instead of just drinking. So that's my little opinion on that.
Okay, so for the people who did not listen to last week's show, I was on a booze cruise for 4 days, and I consumed as much alcohol as I needed to for the rest of the entire year. So I think I'm going to join you in the 4 a.m. club. It might not be tomorrow because I'm going to be up late editing the show, but it's before we get too deep, I need everyone to like, subscribe. If you enjoy the actual show, if you're listening to this on Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, wherever, Stitcher, Pandora, wherever the hell you get your podcasts, do us a favor and leave us a comment. Okay, all you got to do is leave us a comment with a 5-star review if you like it. If you don't like it, leave us a 1-star review. I don't give a shit. Just leave some reviews if you get any value out of this. And furthermore, if you think what we're talking about is interesting, share it with someone who might think it also might be interesting. It might change their life. So just a friendly reminder, because I always forget.
We do. Yeah. We appreciate it. We're just want you to enjoy or get some value out of this journey that we're taking, in the beginning stages of our entrepreneur, journey. And yeah, and any other talks that we have, our entertainment episodes or just whatever. Yeah. If you get any joy, laugh, whatever, give us a like, share.
Exactly. It's just pay the dues. Okay. This is an ad-free episode. Okay. Eventually we're going to be cluttered with ads like the rest of those podcast whores out there. But Nate, I wanted your opinion on something, because we talk about work-life balance and we talk about a lot of action taking, here in the Action Takers podcast. But I stole this from Jesse Isler, who is a serial entrepreneur, used to be a rapper. He sold companies to Warren Buffett, Coca-Cola. I mean, he's owned basketball teams. His theory on vacations, and his theory is very simple. It's like 12 vacations a year, which sounds pretty crazy. Like, I mean, most Americans, most of the world takes like one vacation a year. His idea was taking 12 vacations a year, separating them out into different styles of trips, different lengths. And his ideology was like, you're going to work incredibly hard. You're going to work way harder knowing that you've got something fun planned and you got to get shit done. Hearing this vacation, I'll give you an example. It's like, it's a one family trip. It's one like, if you have a spouse, her girl's trip, a guy's trip, the mom and kids trip, dad and kids trip, husband wife trip. He says 12 date nights in the entire year, 4 overnight trips with your spouse without any kids, and then a group friends trip, and then a big family trip. I stole all of this from him. I thought it was pretty ingenious. It's something that I've been trying to implement in my life. What are your thoughts on that?
Uh, the the spouse overnight, the dates I think is good, right? Setting aside time to focus on your spouse, right? 12 dates a year, I think. So it's pretty much about once a month. I think that's good. When you really, and this is something I kind of heard from a podcast from, I think it was on Brad Lee's, and he had Wes Watson on there. But, he was kind of talking about a similar thing. I mean, 12 vacations, that sounds awesome, right? But what did you say about who this is? He's a multimillionaire, right? So he has a luxury to take it, me, you, any as where we are right now. I mean, if I'm taking 12 vacations a year, I don't have the kind of money, and I'm not at the point to be taking that much time off, and that's kind of the quote that the guy was saying. Is it was a bodybuilder that was given stuff like, oh, I'm just winging it. This is what I'm doing now. But it's like, hey, where he is now, that's not what he wasn't doing 12 vacations when he was starting his businesses, right? So it's a cool thing, I think, to work towards, but we got to put it in perspective of what was he doing 10 years ago when he was building his businesses. I'm pretty sure he wasn't taking the 12 vacations.
So his theory was he was taking these 12
was?
vacations. Yeah, that was one of the big things that he explained that really drove him to work incredibly hard during the time he was not on vacation. And he pretty much explained it there's only so many Christmases left in your life. There's only so many summers you have left in your life, and you don't know when that's going to end. And his explanation was, for 4 weeks out of that month, I know I'm going to freaking be putting in 30 days of 12-hour days. I know that, that one weekend that we take off, this is going to be the break, the reset button, kind of like a treat at the end of the trail.
Yeah. Okay. So then if it's that, then I agree with that. Yeah. I mean, definitely should those 12 hours, 12 days, 6 days a week, 7 days a week to get to that reward. Then I think that's a good balance, right? Like I said, sorry, I thought it took a little different perspective. I was like, hey, I'm taking every month.
He's got $100 million. Yeah. He took his 12 yachts, his 12 hookers out, and they all had dates. That's amazing. No, it's he's like a family guy. He's pretty interesting. He's pretty big here in Atlanta, and he was one of those guys that just kind of hit the scene in a different way. He really wasn't very vocal. He's got a very interesting outlook, and I think he's one of those entrepreneurs that you want to kind of in my opinion, I want to kind of shape myself towards. One of the quotes I heard most recently was what is the emotion that you're chasing? And oftentimes a lot of people chase materialistic things where it's not going to please that emotion no matter what. Rich people, there's rich people that I know are freaking pissed off and worried, and they're depressed. They feel like shit. And then I also know poor people who absolutely don't care. They're the happiest people in the world. They have no problem eating top ramen every single night, drinking Boone's Farm. And I think it's just kind of a perspective that I'm now trying to kind of have.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about perspective, 100%. And with that, being said, what are we chasing, right? I think one of the big things is at least for me is time, right? Building that, investing, doing all the stuff that to get this residual or passive income, where now having that, I can have more time to do things, later on, right? Sacrificing your time now for time in the future, to have all that more free time to go on those vacations, do those extra things. You got to make those deposits now to be able to, pull everything out later on.
I'm with you on that. I can get down on it. But the one thing that will drive me absolutely crazy, I hadn't logged into Zoom for a couple weeks, and sure enough, they want us to upgrade. They want us to upgrade to go past our 40-minute limit. So here, remind me in about 9 minutes, the show's gonna cut off. So we gotta hit the restart button. But Zoom, give me a break. I've been doing this for 3 years, and you've always given us free minutes, And now apparently my luck has run out. I'm talking about vacations and drinking cocktails and not getting after it. So, what else? What else is on the? Go ahead.
I would say we might have to just insert our first commercial. It'll be like, hey, commercial break.
This episode's brought to you by Nate and JC. If you are interested in booking a meeting with us to help you get coached in whatever world that you need it in, we're experts in a couple different fields. I'm an amateur defense attorney. I'm I'm a pretty good drinking buddy with non-alcoholic beer, and I'm a good listener. So if you guys want to book a meeting with us, we offer meetings. You just got to go to our website. It's theactiontakers.com/card, I think. I can't remember. The URL will be in the link in the description below.
Yeah, or you just want to get called out in your bullshit. We're pretty good at that. Telling you what the deal is.
Nate likes to call me out on my bullshit too. He's like, this 12 vacation guy. What an idiot. We're talking about action takers, and you're talking about taking 12 trips a year. Like, what are we doing? Anyway, so if you enjoy the show, if you enjoy what we're bringing to you, we can be in your living room. We can be live with you. Hell, I'm going to be in California here in a couple of weeks, and hopefully we'll do a live, like maybe not a live show, but we'll do a in-person show, which would be fun.
Yeah, good stuff coming. And the more we grow, the better. I know the better content's coming out. But yeah, we don't mind getting on a Zoom call. Coaching, doing some one-on-one talking with people. It's always fun.
Dude, it absolutely. And the cool thing about our meetings that we have scheduled, they're only scheduled for 30 minutes, so that we're going to be able to keep under that 40-minute mark with Zoom, so we don't have to upgrade our account. But if we get a couple consulting clients, it's we might be able to up that. You never know. So,
and just a little side note. Yeah. About upgrades, like, man, how annoying is it though when your apps or other things upgrades? Like, man, like some things are freaking every week, every other day. It feels like they're like, hey, you need to upgrade this again and again. I'm like, holy shit, like what the hell?
Dude, the bug fixes. Good God, can you just fix it like 1 or 2 times a month? Not every time I log into my computer, it's like, hey, we gotta reset this, we gotta update this, we gotta relaunch this. You need another Safari Leopard, 9.7. You're like, what the fuck? Anyways, yeah, I agree with you. So Nate, I've got this crazy, not even this crazy business idea. So I was watching this YouTube video. I've gotten into pressure washing, doing some service style businesses. And I was watching this video, and this guy has like thousands more subscribers than we do, but he has this Excel spreadsheet that essentially does these calculations for pressure washing. So when you're pressure washing, you need to know like certain mixtures when it comes to like the chemicals you're using. Because if you use too many chemicals, like you'll just kill everything. You'll kill the fish, you'll kill the whales, you'll kill the turtles, and then you'll go to fucking prison, and then you'll get killed. This is my idea. So he sent me this Excel spreadsheet, right? And it is amazing. Like this thing, I don't know, I know nothing about Excel spreadsheets, but this thing could be an app. Like this could be something that like you could put on the Apple Store. And so I just need your opinion. Like, is it wrong for me to steal this guy's formula and turn it into an app that someone would have to pay for? Or do I got to pay him a little royalties?
Yeah, I'd say you have to pay him some royalties. You want to find out about him, and I don't know what rights he has to that, but I'm sure he has a decent amount since he created it. Who knows though? Maybe he got that from someone else. So I mean, I don't know.
Right? That's kind of what I was thinking. It was one of those things that like I was looking at this thing and I'm like, he's just giving this away. Like I just emailed him and he's like, yeah, I'll send it to you, no problem. And I'm like, dude, that's what, one, you're being way too generous. 2, like I was on Fiverr, I was on Upwork, I was trying to get people to like build this spreadsheet for me, and I made people watch the video and they're like, yeah, like we'll build this for you, but it's going to be like $200. And this guy just gave it to me, which is pretty remarkable. But I was thinking about it and I'm like, how many of these applications, like simple things that could just make your life so much easier? And before we hit record, we were talking about, updates and, downloads and shit like that. Another tool that I would want someone to build and or are willing to pay for is a fucking paint like identifier. Does that make sense? So like on your Mac computer, you have the ability to like identify colors, like
Mhm.
color codes. So you can like, so when you go have something printed out, the shit looks like it is on your computer screen. But I want something that I could like use on my phone to like look at a wall and go, okay, that's eggshell white and the color code is this. And then I can take it to the store and like fucking actually redo it. It just, I don't know. I've got a couple ideas like that that I just, God, I wish I could, I wish I knew how to code so I could like make these things.
Yeah, I'm really surprised Home Depot or Lowe's doesn't have that on their app, right? I mean, or any of these paint places. You think that'd be something that they'd have already, but if not, I mean, there's still plenty of apps to be developed that make people's lives easier.
Well, shit. I mean, I think the App Store needs a few fucking bumps. I mean, the stock market is absolutely in the shitter when it comes to the like the Nasdaq. Good God, I was looking at like just all these tech companies, and they are just year of year revenue is not looking great. It's absolutely kind of depressing, kind of scary, especially with inflation, and especially with the Fed raising interest rates for homes and home prices now kind of settling. It just seems like I think we called it. I think we're heading into like that recession, which I hate to say it, like kind of scares the crap out of me.
Yeah, I don't know if this is bad of me or not, but like I know that the stock market's been doing bad, but I have not been paying attention. Like I am just so focused on other things that even I'll get on social media and the whole Roe versus Wade thing, right? That got leaked. That is probably a distraction for other things that's
What
going
is
on.
it?
Um, that so I know there's a Supreme Court leak of a file of overturning Roe versus Wade, so abortions and all this stuff. So there's just so much stuff going on. Like I don't know, though. I've been so focused in. Like I feel like, man, it's is that happening? Oh,
It's
I guess so. I can't. I don't know. I'm not paranoid because I'm just like so trying to do. So with that, and to be kind of what my big change I did, is I quit my 9 to 5 job. So no more W-2 employee, just everything on my own. And with that, probably been working a lot more than I was, but it's so much more enjoyable doing all that. But yeah, so I just been so lasered in. I haven't even been looking at the stock market or knowing what's going on. It is what it
no,
is.
dude. It's like the scariest part is like I think more people should live like this. Like it's one of those things that like you can't control it. Like you have no control over this. Like unless you're some big CEO of a tech company or big, I mean, you're moving if that's your day job or whatever it is. But like ultimately, when it comes down to the peasants, you and me who are just trying to make a couple $1,000,000, um, it's and you just have to like, I don't know, you just have to like recognize that like there's certain things that you just can't even control in this world.
Yeah, and um, so with that, right? Like just mysterious things. I don't know that I see pop up, and I say I'm not paying attention to things, but like I don't know. The last couple of weeks, there's been like a ton of explosions or fires at these like food processing plants. I don't know if you've seen that. Like so, like because they keep talking about food shortages are coming up, and all of a sudden, too, like I think there's been at least like 6 fires at food processing plants across the U.S. in the last couple of weeks. So like I don't know, it's just kind of weird stuff, going on
Yeah.
like that. You can't control it. They keep saying food shortages coming, so start learning to make your own food, grow your own vegetables and stuff. But like that, right? It's like you can't control it, right? If inflation's happening, you can't control it. All you got to do is work, make more money, and pivot, as they say, or just make the adjustments, adapt. Because dwelling on it and just stressing about it isn't going to do anything. Just like gas prices going up and down, you're still going to I think we talked about in episodes ago. We're still going to drive. I have not changed my driving habits. I don't know about you, but whether it's $5 a gallon or whatever it was, 550, 575, or almost 6 here. It is what it is. You're still going to drive. You're still going to go to the grocery store and buy food. You're not going to not eat just because cereal costs $6 now instead of 3, or whatever, whatever, name what product, or freaking ground beef is doubled or tripled in the last however many months. But yeah, it's kind of little tangent there on that.
Well, I think you hit on a
Stuff going on.
couple. I think you hit on a couple good points where that a lot of people don't focus on. It's like you don't have any control over it, but if you're operating a business, if you're this is the time. Like this is the time to ask for more money. Like every subscription I'm a part of, it seems like I'm getting a letter here in the last couple months of like, hey, your service is it's going to cost you more, and I think you got to jump on that bandwagon. Like in order to really increase your revenue, it's just simply increasing your prices, because everything else in the world is going up. Why the hell do you have to be the cheap one in this world? Like value your service and value the product or the service that you're providing, and charge a premium, because the rest of the world is.
Yeah, within reason, and if it is truly costing you, because not for a lot of businesses, it is, certain ones are price, everything's costing more, versus other ones, maybe not so much. But if you are charging more, charging a premium, you got to make sure you are delivering on your service, because it could take, the easiest example is restaurants, right? Like we all like to go out to eat and do stuff, but man, you have one bad experience, you're not going to go back there, right? So even if they're cheap, or even if they're expensive, whatever it is, one bad experience. So if you don't deliver on that service and you're charging a premium, I guess what my point is, you can backfire on you too if you're not delivering on what you're doing.
Yeah, I think you have to do the basics really well. I think you have to do, the simple things. The simplest things is just by just greeting customers, just by being friendly, answering the phone. Shit, I just hung up on a customer, but it's it's the way it goes. Yeah, I think those things are important. And also, like, I was going over the book Think and Grow Rich, and I found these like 6 fears, and it kind of hit me home, because especially with everything going on in the world these days, I thought it was pretty unique. If you could eliminate some of these fears, and I'll read them off to you here in a second, I think you will live a happier life. And some of the 6 fears that was described in Think and Grow Rich, which is an excellent book, which I recommend everyone reading, is fear of poverty, fear of criticism, fear of ill health, fear of loss of a loved one, fear of old age, and fear of death. What are your thoughts about those fears?
Yeah, I mean, those are all, and this book is obviously hasn't been written recently, but the thing with that is these are all fears that most people still have, right? I mean, nothing's changed as far as those. So yeah, I mean, they're all common ones. They're all ones that at different times we've probably experienced. Yeah, I definitely experienced, I think, just all those, because that's just normal, right? Depending on where you are, and certain ones not as much daily. Obviously, when we're in our past jobs, some of those fears were a little bit more common depending on the calls for service you're going to. But yeah, it's yeah, I can see how, because you can't affect all that stuff, right? I mean, it is what it is. At one day we will not be here, right? So dwelling on it, something that it is going to happen. It's you can't waste your time dwelling on it, because you can't help it. It's coming whether you like it or not. So yeah, the more we can eliminate these fears, the more we can focus on things to just better ourselves and be productive. Because even the thing, fear and poverty, yeah. So basically, you're fearing of not having money, or maybe losing a job, or there's a lot of things that go off that. But to handle that fear is, well, make sure you're working hard, make sure you're doing everything you need to do, like being productive in getting, and whatever those are, to not have that fear. If you are dominating in what you're doing, you waking up early, you're staying late, you're putting in the work, you're not going to have a fear of poverty, because you will be valuable, that someone will need to hire you, or you can do your own thing and know how to make money where you won't ever have to be in poverty. So it's I think, yeah, not dwelling on those fears, and that's the key to being productive and keeping them at bay.
I'm gonna disagree with you. I fear all these things. Good God, I'm stressed out just reading this damn list. No, it's one of those things that, like, I look at some of these and you're right. Like, you don't have any control. Like, fear of old age, missing your prime. Like, just take some action. Just fucking do whatever you think you want to do, and just do it right now. Like, because fuck, like, you're going to get older, you're going to die, you're gonna lose loved ones. If you want to avoid ill health, well, fuck, work out, eat right, and fucking don't be a fat ass. I mean, it's fear of criticism. Shit, no one gives a shit about you. I can promise you that. And, you know, as I think about that, I think one of the best frameworks that I've ever been told is the Betty White framework of criticism, which is kind of weird. Betty White died like 2 years ago at like 97 years old. I can't remember the exact age, but until I just said that, you weren't ever thinking about Betty White. You know, so in retrospect, we're not thinking about other people. Oftentimes we're thinking about ourselves, and we can discard that criticism. Like, we don't, like, it's not even necessary. And then poverty, shit, just poverty. If you live in the United States, like, you probably shouldn't have that fear, which is crazy, we're blessed. We're super blessed. If you're in a third world country where, you know, there's dirt on the floor and a cow out back that you milk every morning, and, you know, it's either slaughter him or go kill something so you can eat later. Like, yeah, I'm with you. I'm sure that is more relevant than here it is on the United States.
And to even go off what you said, though, that's all perspective too, right? Like you said, that someone that lives like that, they could be super happy, right? Because they can have the perspective, and that's all they know, and that's all they need, right? There's one account that I follow, and it's very he's promoting, you know, that type of lifestyle, basically having your own land, growing your own food, you know, like this kind of you know, growing your own food, you know, yeah, slaughtering cows and like doing all that stuff, and basically.
Which account is it? Do you remember?
It's the carnivorous or something.
Because there's a couple of them out there. Like, one of them that I follow is Tucker Max, and
Okay.
Tucker Max, so he wrote the book a long time ago, like, you know, the 800 ways I'm gonna go to hell or whatever it is, and he just wrote stories about his life, and he was a huge piece of shit. Like, he would do just the most fucked up things. But he wrote about it, and he's kind of remorse, and he's built a couple of great companies, but he talks about that. He's like, I don't need anything. I just need some land. I need the government to stay away from me, and I'll take care of the rest.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, there's just to, you know, be the devil's advocate on that is, you know, some people, that's all they need, right? That's great, and some would consider it poverty maybe, but at the same time, it's, if you're eating and you have you know, some shelter, and you're healthy and happy, then what else do you need?
So you got nothing to fear. Like, you just gotta take some fucking action. Just go out there and fucking chase it. What's the worst thing that can happen, you know?
So this is a super tangent. Now that we're talking about these accounts, in this one account I follow,
Okay.
I got a question for you.
Sure.
What is your opinion on this? He is very pro tanning your genitals. You heard about this?
I've heard about this guy. He also tans his butthole. Okay.
Yes.
He's a you know, SPF, you know, 10 on his
No. He's
circle.
anti sunscreen. No sunscreen at all but with that, are you pro or pro genital tanning?
I am not pro that. My junk is dark enough. Okay, it's trust me, we don't need to be tanning any. No. That's why we created shorts. That's why we created loincloths. That's why we created underwear. That's why we created bathing suits. I just spent 5 days in the sun. There was not a single moment where I thought, God, I just wish I could whip these puppies out and freaking, you know, tan the old starfish. There's no fucking way. There's no way.
it is very, there is some good stuff on there, but it's very interesting. I still don't know. I see a lot of people doing it and just I don't know. It's supposed to be health benefits to it. I don't know.
What am I supposed to head out to the local pool and just freaking go? No, like you will go to jail. Like, what am I gonna go to my backyard with the rest of my neighbors looking at me going, what is he? Did the moon just come out? Oh yeah, it's JC's white ass. That's what it is. It's just, that's great. I think a lot of people, I think a lot of crazy people who do a lot of crazy cool things have unique and very, very odd activities in their life that I don't want anything to do with. I just could. Can you imagine the sunburn on that fucking hole? Oh my god.
Oh my.
Nope.
Hey.
No,
Hey.
Thanks.
It's just a little segue about just being happy, right? Just whatever makes you happy is in the notes of this. Whatever makes you happy. All right.
Yeah, that's gonna be the
within the law, within reason. All right, within law, within. But
this is not financial advice. It's that's fucking crazy. What they told me to tan my butthole. I swear on the Action Takers podcast, they said specifically I would make more money. They said take action. I just
go follow that account. I don't remember. It's like carnivore loss or something. I don't know.
That dude also eats like raw meat. That's all he eats.
Correct.
Is raw meat.
Yeah. Yeah. Or very low cooked, like very briefly cooked.
Dude, it's that dude's fucking crazy. I was at a conference with a guy who I think his name's Nick Gray, who sponsors this guy's fucking YouTube show. Which Nick Gray is fucking crazy too. He's an extrovert like to the fucking T. He's the definition. He's the guy you look up in Wikipedia and you're like, oh, that's what that means. Pretty remarkable. So what else is on the agenda, Nate? We got anything else that we want to check off, or you want to wrap it at that?
I think we'll wrap it at that. Tanning buttholes. It's a good place to leave off.
End on a brown note. I think we should come up with a list of like 10 Twitter, Instagram, TikTok handles that people should follow, that we follow. Okay. I think that'd be a cool show. I think that would be pretty remarkable. That
sounds good.
As long as
I don't know if we 10, maybe we'll do top 5.
We'll do top 5?
Yeah.
Okay, we could do that.
I'll find some, Instagram. Mine's mostly gonna be Instagram. I have a little. I need to work on my Twitter more. So I need to start to expand it. Now that Elon owns it, maybe I'll really.
Dude, it's real people writing real tweets. No more craziness. It's what I can only imagine. Can we include OnlyFans or no? I'm just kidding. What handle, like how how unique that show could be? It's we could have 10 episodes on the 10 accounts that you should follow.
Is it entertainment wise or is it business wise? I mean, there's so many different categories too that you can.
Dude, I think we gotta do just top 10 of like the best of the best. Like I think people want the best of the best, but I think we should also do like 10 that you're almost ashamed of telling people that you actually follow. Like, you know what I mean? Like your heart in those fucking videos that you're like, I don't think the algorithm knows what I like, but it sure sends me a bunch of this stuff. I think those would be cool shows. So if you guys think that's a great idea, if you would enjoy that content, leave a comment below and let us know. And always like, subscribe, and tell a friend. That's all you got to do. Help share the show, help us grow. And you can book a consultation. We read it off earlier. Okay, it's only $7,000 or whatever. I don't know what the price point is. I haven't checked it. I set it up like 3 weeks ago, and we haven't charged anyone. So be the first. You know what? First.
But if you be the first, we'll give you a 99% discount right now. So just be $49. I don't know. You know how they do those. It's $1,000. Actually, we're gonna give it to you though for only 100. So
dude, we would lead the best masterminds. We would be 180% off. We're gonna pay you. It's gonna be amazing. It's no. So all right, let's wrap with that, Nate. Really appreciate it, buddy.
Yep.
We'll talk to you next week.
Yeah, next week.
It's about drive, it's about power. We stay hungry, we devour. Put in the work, put in the hours, and take what's ours.